Good morning, class 10th. So, today it is my first class of biology during your lockdown time. I hope you all are good. So, this topic I have chosen from your chapter number 1, which is already being discussed in the class. This is, I think, many of you were present on that day. So, this is our digestive system, and the function of digestive system is to break down the food into the simple and soluble form. So, our digestive system is made up of different types of the organs and different kinds of the glands. As we can see, this is digestive system which starts from the mouth and ends into the anal opening, which is also known as anus. So, this first part of the digestive system, as you can see in the diagram, this first part of the digestive system is also known as buccal cavity, and in this buccal cavity there is a opening which is known as mouth. It is covered by the lips. Okay, and inside the mouth we have different kinds of things like teeth. You know it well what the teeth are. And we have tongue inside our mouth. Tongue. Okay, so these are the parts of the buccal cavity. Let me write it first. Buccal cavity. Okay, so this is the first part of the digestive system, which is the opening, and it helps in taking the food inside the mouth. So in this part of the digestive system, what we do, we take in the food, the food will get inside our mouth. We will chew the food with the help of teeth, and our tongue helps in mixing the food with the saliva. Now let's see what the saliva is. Actually, you can see these things, one here: parotid gland, submaxillary gland, sublingual gland. What these are? These are actually the salivary glands. Salivary glands. What is the function of salivary gland? The function of salivary gland is to produce saliva. Okay, it is a liquid sort of substance which is produced in our mouth, and what it does, it helps in mixing the food and lubricating it, and it also helps in digestion of the starch. So basically, one question comes in your board examination, that how many salivary glands are there in your mouth. So there are three pair of salivary gland. Don't forget this, three pair. Why it is like this? Because one pair is below the lower jaw, that is sublingual. Sorry, not one pair, two pair, that is sublingual, submaxillary. Two pair, that is down your lower jaw, and parotid gland, that is two pair, and that is one pair in your upper part of the jaw. Okay, parotid, submaxillary, sublingual. So these are three pair of the salivary glands which are located in your upper and lower jaw of the mouth. Their function is to produce saliva. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. The food is going down like this, and it will reach to this part which is known as pharynx. The function of pharynx is, it has no function in digestion, means no digestion will be carried out here in pharynx part, but it helps in the to swallow the food. Means the food which is in semi solid form, it will be swallowed by the pharynx. Okay, then the food will move down to the stomach by an organ which is known as esophagus. Esophagus, in common terms, it is known as food pipe. Okay, so food pipe, also known as esophagus, what it does, it slowly takes the food to the stomach part. Okay, the food will be taken from mouth to the stomach by esophagus. Okay, So now what will happen? So means these are first part mouth, these salivary glands, parotid, submaxillary, sublingual. Then we have pharynx, that is the neck part, which is swallowing the food. Then we have esophagus, which is taking the food to the stomach. Okay. Now stomach, as you can see, it is a J shaped structure, and the function of stomach is to store the food. Okay, it will store the food for about 7 to 8 hours. And in the stomach, it means from the stomach wall, three things are secreted. One is HCl acid. Okay, the HCl acid is a strong acid which kills the means bacteria or any germs present in your food. HCl acid. Okay, then one more thing is present here, that is mucus. Okay, what is the function of mucus? The function of mucus is to prevent the walls of the stomach from the HCl acid, because we know it very well that HCl acid is very strong acid. So these walls can get damaged. So to prevent them from damage of the HCl acid, this HCl acid is means this mucus is present here in the stomach. Okay, then what else is present? Other things present, which are, these are known as gastric juice. Okay, gastric juice. The function of gastric juice is to digest the proteins. Okay, the food which is coming here, when it is stored in the stomach for some time, then this gastric juice helps in digesting the protein part of the food. Okay, so in the stomach part, what is happening? First thing is germs are killed. Okay, some means partial digestion of protein takes place here, and the mucus is only present here to that is to stop the damage of caused by the acid to the walls of stomach. Okay, then this food is coming here, then where it will go? It will go to this part, and this part is known as duodenum. Okay, duodenum is the first part of small intestine. Small intestine, intestine. So it is the first part of small intestine, that is duodenum. And when the food comes here, the digestion of other components of the food takes place, and it takes place with the help of two things. One is pancreatic juice, which comes from the pancreas, and second is bile juice, which comes from the liver. Okay, now let's discuss about these two parts also. Pancreas, this with this part, which is a means it looks like a leaf like structure, this one, this pancreas helps in producing pancreatic juice. This pancreatic juice is having all the kind of enzymes which help in digestion of all the components means proteins, carbohydrates, fats, nucleic acids, starch, sugars, everything it can be digested with the help of pancreatic juice. Okay, so you can see this pancreatic duct, here you can see pancreatic duct, this structure, it is opening into the duodenum part. And one more thing is coming here, that is, you can see one more organ or a gland, which is known as liver. Liver is the largest gland of the body. Okay, so this liver produces bile juice. Okay, so this bile juice is produced by the liver, and it is stored in the gallbladder. This, you can see this structure here, this is known as gallbladder. So whatever the bile juice is produced by liver, it is stored here in the gallbladder, and by the bile duct, you can see this bile duct is this structure is known as bile duct. By this bile duct, which is connected to the duodenum part, this bile juice comes to duodenum. So here in the duodenum part, bile juice comes from the liver and pancreatic juice comes from the pancreas, and both get mixed here in the duodenum, and all the enzymes gets activated and digestion of all the components starts here in the duodenum part. Okay, then next part is jejunum. This second part of the small intestine is known as jejunum. In this part, when the food is passing through these parts, then in different parts of the small intestine, that is jejunum and ileum, these are two other parts of the small intestine. First is duodenum, second one is jejunum, third one is ileum. So in first part the digestion starts, and means mostly the digestion is carried out in the duodenum part. Then some of the digestion is also carried out in jejunum and ileum also, and mostly the jejunum and ileum parts are responsible for the absorption of the food. These parts are responsible to absorb the nutrients which are being broken down into simple and soluble form. These are absorbed here in these two parts. Mostly means these are responsible for the absorption of food. Digestion, little bit of digestion is also carried out, but mostly these are responsible for absorption. Okay, then when the food is passed through all these parts, like these structures, you can see it is the ileum part. Ileum is the largest part of the small intestine, and every nutrient is absorbed and digested here, and then it is passed to the cecum part. Cecum, okay, this is the first part of the large intestine. Cecum. Cecum has one this tail-like structure. You can see this structure which is hanging from the cecum. It is known as appendix. These two parts, cecum and appendix, have no role in digestion or absorption. These are known as the organs which are not functional. These are the vestigial organs. Okay, these are the vestigial organ. What are vestigial organs? These are the organs which were functional in our ancestors, but now these are not functional, means they do not have any role in our body. Okay, so cecum and appendix, no function. Then when the food, means the food which is being broken down completely, all the nutrients have been absorbed here, it is in a it is in a liquid form. When it is passing through this part is means this colon part, you can see colon. This colon has three parts, you can see: ascending colon, transverse colon, and descending colon. These parts are of large intestine where water and minerals and other salts are absorbed. If some nutrients are remaining, then these will be absorbed here also. So all the things, all the remaining parts of the food which can be required by our body are absorbed when the food travels by this part. Okay, colon, ascending, transverse, and descending. Don't get confused. Ascending means something is going upside, transverse means something which is parallel, and descending means something which is going downwards. So these are the parts of the large intestine which are moving upside, parallel, and downwards. So this is complete colon. Then you can find out this part which is known as sigmoid colon. It is the part of the colon which actually stores the what you say this it stores the waste products here for the temporary period only. Means when the waste is coming, means all the things are absorbed, waste is coming for temporary period, the waste is stored here in the sigmoid colon. Then it goes to the rectum. Okay, rectum is the last part of the large intestine. The waste products which are being stored here pass to the rectum, and when the rectum is completely filled, then the waste are expelled out of the body by the anal opening. Okay, waste products will be released by the anal opening. So this is the complete digestive system. We have already discussed about this in the class, so I don't think there is any problem. If still you have any queries, you can ask me in the group. Other things which I am going to discuss are, means I am gonna show you how the food, means it is little funny, you can see. So this is how our food is going in our body. It is from here to here, the stomach, then small intestine, the large intestine, and then it is released to the outside the body. Okay, so this is how it is going to be. Okay, you can see it again if you want. You are crushing the food, it is going in the stomach in the liquid form, and it is traveling down the small intestine to the large intestine, then it is released from the body as pieces. Okay, then okay, so your now the time is for your homework. I have made this, I have taken this screenshot from the net. If you want, you can draw another diagram, and you need to label these parts, means which are shown in the picture. You can see all the three parts, all the 24 parts. You need to label all these parts. Make a neat and clean diagram. Okay, it should be colored also. Once it is colored, formed, and please no cheating, without any help of the book or something. Practice the diagram in a very well manner. This topic is very important. And label this diagram. Okay, thank you so much, class. Enjoy your day.